What is something that happened to you that no one would ever believe? Lightning flashed outside my window, lighting up my room. Thunder woke me, and when I looked at the window, I saw a shadow climb inside. I ran to my parents' room and shook them awake, telling them someone broke in. They searched the hall, kitchen, and bedrooms, but found nothing. "I saw someone!" I shouted. "You need sleep," Dad said before they went back to bed. Back in my room, I sat on my bed, sure someone was inside. Then I heard laughter beside me. Screaming, I ran back to my parents. "He's in my room!" Again they checked. Again, nothing. "Wake us again and you're sleeping on the couch," Dad warned. The next morning, Mom brought breakfast, but something was wrong. She had no shadow and looked blurry and dark. "Mom, your shadow!" "Not everyone has one," she said, smiling. Later, Dad came downstairs. He looked the same, shadowless and faded. "No problem," he said strangely. I locked myself in my room and tried sleeping again. In my dream, Mom and Dad stood at the top of a staircase with their backs turned. I climbed toward them, but halfway up the stairs broke and I fell into darkness. Then I heard the same laugh. I woke sweating. Outside, lightning flashed again. That's when I saw my shadow standing on the wall by itself. It smiled and waved. I ran downstairs. "Mom! Dad! My shadow separated from me!" "It's right there," Dad said calmly. I looked at them in horror. They were darker now, almost transparent. "You're disappearing!" I cried. "Everyone does someday," Mom replied. Back in my room, I stared at the little shadow. "Why are you doing this to them?" The shadow lowered its head. "I wanted parents like yours," it whispered. "I wanted them to become shadows like me." Downstairs, my parents were fading like smoke. I thought about Mom staying awake during storms and Dad checking my homework. I wasn't ready to lose them. "I didn't want to steal," the shadow cried. "Love looked warm from the dark. I only wanted to be held." I looked downstairs one last time at my fading parents. Then I turned back to the shadow. "Take me instead," I whispered. "Leave them alone, and you can be my shadow." It nodded and melted back into my feet. Downstairs, Dad's teacup clinked, and Mom laughed again, clear and real. On the wall, two eyes blinked inside my shadow.